This is the Healey Brothers Show.
Well, Nicole, welcome to the Healey Brothers Show.
Thanks.
This is our employee spotlight. I've known you for a few years now, but everyone here only has good things to say about you. So if everyone here pretty much vouched saying you should do one with Nicole and make her the employee spotlight. So that's pretty special, especially coming from Brian Balukas, who very fond of you, thinks you do a great job. So to start here, I just want to go with a little background, learn a little bit more about you. And then we'll make a journey into why Healey, what came here, and kind of what you do in the future and stuff like that. So if you just want to give a little background about yourself and where you started working and your career path and all that.
Well, I started here like a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now. Before this, I was waitressing and also working as a personal care aide. So going to, people's homes to help them, function with their day-to-day life, and then going, and serving.
And that's definitely a tough job. I know that firsthand because just dealing with the people is tough. Because my grandfather gives my grandma's caregiver a tough go at it. So
yes, definitely. When I went to get my certificate, that was something that was talked about. Was like, you might have, some people that are not so happy all the time, but that's why I like doing it, because I like making people happy. And, that was a highlight of that job, was, being able to help someone and really like make a difference.
Yeah, I mean,
feel good.
that's definitely one way to do it. That's like the ultimate giving
Yeah.
and helping someone.
Yeah.
So what made you want to get into that field, or is just you wanted to give? And
Yeah, so I was already waitressing, and that was kind of my whole thing while I was doing that as well, was like, I always used to say, like, my favorite thing is a table of angry people coming in and me making them smile and laugh. Like, it was like the ultimate, like the best feeling. So when my mom kind of had a talk with me. It was like, you can't serve forever. So when I started thinking about what I wanted to do, that's kind of where, it led me to. And I went and I got, my certificate to do that. But then, I got into a car accident actually. And I actually purchased a vehicle over at Healey. I always mess it up. Hyundai.
Hyundai.
I always say it so wrong. But through that, there was like a position available over there, and I applied for that, and it unfortunately didn't work out over at that store in particular, but I ended up here, and it's just been like the best experience for me.
Some of the best people that work for us come from the restaurant business. As long as you know how to take care of people, you'll be pretty successful here.
Yeah.
And we're consumer-centric, definitely a dealership group.
Absolutely.
So what made you really make that switch? Because obviously it's not, you had to get your certificate, you were dealing with people all the time, going to their homes. What made you make that big switch?
The work was kind of inconsistent with being a PCA. Like, I wasn't able to have like a full schedule. So when it was shared with me that there was a position available there, and my mom has been purchasing cars with you guys for the longest time.
Oh,
like
that always helps.
Yeah, like for the longest time. So she like immediately when Tank, the salesman that I purchased the vehicle with, had said something, she was like, oh my God, like you have to do this. Like, so, it was kind of just one of those things where it was time for me to kind of shift into, a new, I don't know how to say, like,
Career path.
I needed a big girl job.
Yeah. Okay.
I needed a big girl job, and this was my chance at a big girl job. And I don't know, it's like I said, like it's been great ever since.
Well, you're at a great store. I think a lot of great training and a lot of great people, so that definitely helped.
I always say, I'm so grateful that it didn't work out at the other store and I ended up at Kia, because I just love everyone here. Like, it really makes a difference in your day to be surrounded by great people who genuinely want the best for you.
Yeah. So let's talk about, what do you do here now? Like, what are your job roles? I know you're kind of a jack of all trades here, and you do both sides of the store. So if you just want to explain what you're doing here at Kia now.
Yeah. So I work as a service receptionist, which I absolutely adore everybody in service. And like, that's a great part of my day too. So over there, you know, I'm like making the service appointments, answering the phone, all that fun stuff.
And it's not the easiest all the time.
No, and that plays into like you can get a really upset person. And you know, you go from people being angry over, you know, the wrong food coming out to people being angry over really big things. So at first that was a little daunting, but it's the same idea. Everybody's human. You got to get on that human level and connect and, you know, just kind of calm them down. But so with service, that's kind of what I do. And then I also assist Nicholas Tovar here. So,
Yep.
I'm sure.
Yep. That's a top salesperson in the whole group.
Yes, yes.
Very busy man.
Yeah. So when that idea was presented to me, I was very excited. I was again, that was also daunting too, because like I had never done anything like that. You know, I've never sold anything to anybody, but stepping into that role with Nick has been, you know, like paramount to like my development here. Like I really feel in a year and a half, I have grown so much. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity as well.
So what are you doing exactly with Nick? You're doing a little social media with him. You're doing some other things, handling customers, obviously on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Talked about. So just elaborate a little more what you're helping him with.
So getting connected with his customers where he's super busy all the time. So he's not always available.
He's Mr. Referral.
Yeah, you can't even find him half the time in the dealership. So like to help him out, just making those phone calls, you know, if he needs help, you know, carrying out deliveries on a Saturday, you know, making sure everything runs smoothly with him.
So kind of like executive assistant with sales, handling with people, customer service, making sure everything works and all that stuff. And for him, that's a full-time job alone. So to balance both is pretty impressive, and you get to learn both sides of the business.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a lot happier on this side.
Yes.
But
yeah.
being able to handle a customer, that's what keeps customers with us forever. And we always say customers for life is the service side. So you get to see someone angry that no one wants to pay to fix their car.
No.
It's not easy, and sometimes it's expensive. So it's awesome how you get to see both sides. And it's not many people do that at the store. I mean, besides like general managers do both sides. So you're one of very few people kind of that goes back and forth and kind of understands both sides.
I've always said it's kind of like Hannah Montana, the best of both worlds. Like when it's too much over there, I'll go to the other one and be like, help.
So how do you keep such a positive attitude? You always have every time I'm here, always have a smile, always greet everyone. You're always talking to everyone. I'm coming here once a week. I'm not here a ton, but when I pop in, it's always very upbeat energy.
Yeah.
And there's like a life when you come by. So how do you always keep that up?
You know, I always say like positivity is very like the most important thing. Like something's like you said, like something everybody always says to me is, you know, why are you always so happy? Why are you always smiling? And I'm like, I have to trick my brain. So like, it doesn't matter what's going on in here. I have to trick my brain into being happy. And I really do believe like that good energy, everybody around you can feel, and they're only gonna be brought up by that energy as well, you know? So I kind of just
Always smiling.
in my head.
Always smiling. I could tell you a million times, a customer that could see that you're happy and then your good energy is always good. It always, even if they're angry when they walk in that door because they have to fix something, it always helps. And understanding them, that's the biggest thing. Like feeling their pain a little bit is always a crucial thing.
Yeah.
So let's move into career. So since you've been here for a year and a half, almost 2 years now, how has it been working for Healey? Like, how is that career growth? Do you see it growing? Obviously, we have other stores and stuff like that. Do you see like a path here to keep excelling and growing?
I do. I don't see like an exact definite path of what it's going to be, but I trust and I feel that this is a place where I'm going to continue to grow. Once again, it goes back to like even the people I'm surrounded by, like people like Nick, like Brian. Rose is a huge person who, you know, has, you know, how do you say, like fostered that kind of like, you've got this, you know, you're good. Like keep doing what you're doing.
So the help and the guidance is so there, but you could see that you're going to grow and obviously keep excelling what you do.
I definitely do want to stick with the company.
Yeah. Well, that's great. It's one thing that we can offer over other dealers. Like you might not always be in the same store, but there's always opportunity somewhere else. And you see our managers and salespeople you have a prep guy who became our top salesperson, one of our top salespeople. So that always helps. And so let's move into what's one thing that you could think of why it's so great to work at Healey Kia.
One thing why it's so great to work at Healey Kia. Oh, there's so many. I don't know which one to pick. I would have to say, and I don't want to keep saying it, but the people you work with.
Well, that's a crucial one. We did win Best Employer, so that's good that you like the people you work with. So.
Like even Brian, like when I first started, I was kind of intimidated by, all these people. Like, again, it was my first big girl job. And once, like, I, figured it out, I'm like, these people are great. Like,
we're pretty harmless.
These people are great.
My dad's not scary. My uncle might be a little scared sometimes, but we're harmless people.
Oh, wait, which one's your dad?
My dad's Dwight.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I've always said about Dwight is he gets cooler every time I see him.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. He's down to earth cool guy.
And you would think, like, the owner, like, oh my gosh. But, like, and that's another great thing too. You guys are always coming in, and that's cool to see too, is you guys being hands-on as you can be, because I'm sure there's a lot y'all do. But
well, that's much appreciated. If you had to give, all right, we're gonna finish this up here. It's been great, and obviously the energy is phenomenal. You could see it. It's gonna be great on camera too. If you can give someone advice getting into the auto industry, what advice would you give them coming here? If they were like you, had no idea about really the auto industry, but bought cars here, kind of knew in the hood, what would you tell that person to do, or a fellow waitress or waiter?
I would say to trust yourself, be yourself, and listen to what everybody's, all the advice you're given, and.
So just what comes to you, like, if you were gonna give one person advice to come here from being a waiter or waitress, just be, you said in the beginning, ready to learn.
Yeah.
Ready to learn.
That's
what. Want to try something new, and I guess have the right people around you, the right guidance and the right trainers.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love the people that come from the restaurants there. So
yeah.
That's always great. That's always great content.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. It really does.
You guys always do a phenomenal job. Handling customers is the most important. You can learn how to sell cars, you can learn how to talk to people and advisor, but people that are really
would be the advice. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous, because you know what? You can't really teach people how to, like you said, sell cars, or, but when you're yourself and you are being human and connecting with other humans, you're going to be successful no matter what.
Perfect. We could add that in. Look at that. It came to you.
I knew.
So, yeah, I think that's like such important advice. We could teach you how to do everything, but if you can't be good with customers and handling them, it's just, there's no point.
Yeah.
You wouldn't fit in at Healey Brothers.
Well, I always say too, it's like, I'm trained perfectly for it, because I didn't get paid unless people were happy.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like, once you master that craft, you're golden.
Yeah. But you're doing a great job, so keep it up, and I appreciate it. Thanks for jumping on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
It's been so exciting.
So many people vouch for you, and you did a great job, and just keep smiling, doing what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Inward screams, outward smiles, right?
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and follow us at Healey Brothers on all social platforms.